Brussels has announced it will withhold 200 million euros from Hungary due to Budapest's refusal to comply with a fine imposed by the European Court of Justice, ECJ, for violating EU asylum laws.
When it comes to the 200 million euro fine, the 15-day deadline expired yesterday. That means that the Commission is, in accordance with the applicable rules, moving to what we call the offsetting procedure. So what we are going to do now is to deduct the 200 million euro from upcoming payments from the EU budget towards Hungary.
The dispute stems from Hungary's asylum policies, which the EU has criticised. In 2020, the ECJ ruled that Hungary's asylum process violated EU law, citing unlawful detention of migrants in transit zones and denying them the right to appeal. The court imposed the fine in June 2024, accusing Hungary of an unprecedented and extremely serious infringement of EU law and of deliberately evading its obligations under EU policy. The fine has increased with the addition of a daily €1 million penalty for Hungary's refusal to comply, reaching nearly €100 million. The European Commission sent its first request for payment of the daily fines, amounting to €93 million over 93 days, giving Hungary 45 days to pay. Budapest has not indicated any intention of complying.
We have now sent out the first payment request. This request concerns a period of 93 days, so going from the 13th of June, when the court decision, when the court imposed the fine, until the 13th of September, so a period of 93 days, for which the daily fine of €1 million applies. Counting from receipt, the Hungarian authorities will have 45 days to make that payment.
Hungary's Foreign Minister, Péter Szijjártó, condemned the EU's actions and also criticized it for ignoring Germany, which recently introduced tighter controls at all of the country's land borders.
There is a witch hunt against politicians and governments that reject migration. The double standard is highlighted by the fact that while Hungary is being punished for defending its borders, not a single word is said when Germany closes its internal Schengen borders.
Orbán's government has adopted a hardline stance on immigration, gaining support by closing key transit routes for asylum seekers during the 2015 migration crisis. The ECJ stated that Hungary's conduct seriously undermines the principle of solidarity and fair sharing of responsibility between the member states. Orbán remains defiant, calling the fine outrageous and unacceptable. This is the latest dispute between Orbán's government and the EU. Hungary, which has sought to block the EU's military aid to Ukraine, has increasingly found itself at odds with Brussels over political and legal issues. Orbán has also maintained close ties with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Hungary's hardline immigration policies have been central to Orbán's agenda, leading to several freezes on EU funds. Now holding the EU Council presidency, Hungary faces renewed pressure to adhere to the bloc's legal framework as the EU reclaims funds for the unpaid fine. Orbán's government, in power since 2010, has positioned itself as a defender of Hungary's sovereignty against Brussels' overreach. The clash over migration and EU law will continue to shape relations between Hungary and the Union.